Welcome back to episode 28 here at Tech Headlines Today, the podcast that brings you the top tech headlines. If you want more information on a topic that we cover, check out our show notes that are linked in the description. Subscribe and follow if you're new here, and let's get into it. China's ZTE faces hearing over possible violation of U.S. probation. ZTE may have violated its probation from a 2017 guilty plea for shipping U.S. technology to Iran, according to a federal court filing. The possible violation relates to an alleged conspiracy to commit visa fraud, according to a March 4th court filing in a Texas federal court. A professor and former ZTE research director conspired to bring Chinese nationals into the U.S. on J-1 visas, which are work and study student visas, but then he wanted them to work for ZTE in New Jersey. ZTE may face huge fines if found guilty of violating its probation. In the 2017 case, an investigation found ZTE committed embargo violations for buying U.S. components, incorporating them into ZTE equipment, and shipping them to Iran and also North Korea. ZTE paid a $1 billion fine and agreed to cooperate with the U.S. government. Infrastructure is broken. Gecko is using robotics to help fix it. Gecko Robotics' mission statement is to protect today's critical infrastructure and give form to tomorrow's. It's certainly the sort of thing that rings true in the startup's hometown of Pittsburgh, where the Fern Hollow Bridge collapsed under the weight of 5 vehicles in late January, the day President Biden was visiting to talk infrastructure. Gecko's combination of robotics and software solutions is designed to inspect manufacturing structures for things like oil and gas. Gecko's unique combination of robotics, software, and AI radically improves the ability to inspect, protect, and efficiently maintain critical infrastructure, says XN partner Tim Brown in a release. We are excited to partner with Jake and Troy as they extend Gecko's powerful technology into new geographies and industries, helping customers collect and make sense of physical data to optimize the safety and performance of their assets. The tech certainly ticks off the dirty and dangerous boxes of automation. It's designed to scale structures in extremely demanding and difficult settings. The robots spot damage that is often too subtle to be viewed with the human eye, and Gecko's software helps determine potential problem areas. Netflix makes Oscar-nominated Ukraine documentary free to watch. Netflix has made Winter on Fire, Ukraine's Fight for Freedom, its documentary about the Ukrainian Revolution of 2014, free to watch on YouTube as a show of support for the country. This glimpse into Ukraine's politics and its people's willingness to fight to support their beliefs has found new relevance during the country's ongoing conflict with Russia. In a tweet, Netflix says, "We stand united. Viewing of Winter Fire is up 7-fold, including in Russia." Senate passes Strengthening American Cybersecurity Act. The United States Senate has passed legislation requiring critical infrastructure operators and federal agencies to report cyber attacks within 72 hours and ransomware payments within 24 hours. America's upper house approved the Strengthening American Cybersecurity Act of 2022 on Tuesday. The act combines language from 3 bills, including the Cyber Incident Reporting Bill, introduced to the Senate by the Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee leaders in September of 2001. The legislation would impact companies across 16 federally designated critical infrastructure sectors, including energy and financial services. Under the new legislation, current federal cybersecurity laws would be updated to enhance coordination between federal agencies. In addition, all federal civilian agencies would be required to report any substantial cyber attacks to the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. Senator Gary Peters of Michigan, the co-author on the package of bills, said, "As our nation continues to support Ukraine, we must ready ourselves for the retaliatory cyber attacks from the Russian government." Cloud computing and the drive to survive. Those familiar with the F1 world know that a race team must deal with many aspects of data, from trackside data to design and business systems. Zadara's Edge Cloud technology enables Alfa Romeo F1 team Orlen to maximize its performance on the track. They enable low latency, high-speed access to critical systems, which leads to instantaneous analytics, but also dynamic scalability, which allows the Sauber Motorsport team to consume resources on a just-in-time, as-needed basis. As Jan Monchow, technical director of Alfa Romeo F1 team Orlen, stated, "Zadara's cloud services dramatically streamline our cloud infrastructure while enhancing performance, improving latency, and putting real-time race data at our fingertips. This ability is extremely important in a sport where the difference between winning and losing can come down to just a millisecond." We depend on our cloud technology partnership with Zadara to deliver performance on and off the track by ensuring access to the right data right when it is needed. Zadara's cloud platform allows the provisioning of computing, storage, and network resources by automating the provisioning process, and their pay only for what you use model helps companies gain agility without sacrificing features and functionality that enterprise IT teams demand. Gravity charging battery train to be developed for Australian mining firm. Williams Advanced Engineering is to work with its new owner, Australian mining group Fortescue, to develop a zero-emission, infinity train. The regenerating battery electric iron ore train will use gravitational energy to recharge its battery electric systems without any additional charging requirements for the return trip to reload. Fortescue has significant iron ore mining operations in Western Australia. The company says the jointly developed technology will reduce emissions in the hard-to-abate heavy industry sector, and that there will be significant opportunities to commercialize it globally. Fortescue Chief Executive Officer Elizabeth Gaines explained, "The Infinity Train is an important project to be developed together with Williams Advanced Engineering as we work to deliver on our target to decarbonize our mining operations by 2030. The Infinity Train has the capacity to be the world's most efficient battery electric locomotive. The regeneration of electricity on the downhill loaded sections will remove the need for the installation of renewable energy generation and recharging infrastructure, making it a capital-efficient solution for eliminating diesel and emissions from our rail operations." Williams Advanced Engineering Chief Executive Officer Craig Wilson added, "High-performance battery and electrification systems are at the core of what we do, and now that we are part of the Fortescue family, this presents an exciting opportunity to develop new technologies as we work together to tackle climate change." Nvidia hackers shift to leaking Samsung data. Lapsus has been keeping busy. The hacking group, which recently leaked data stolen from Nvidia, has reportedly published what it describes as confidential Samsung source code. Bleeping Computer reports that Lapsus has leaked nearly 190 gigs of data that's said to include source code for trusted applets used by the Trust Zone environment, bootloaders for recent Samsung devices, and technologies associated with Samsung accounts, among other things. Lapsus reportedly claims to have leaked confidential source code from Qualcomm too, as well as algorithms for all biometric unlock operations, but the authenticity of these claims has not been confirmed. So far, it's not clear if Lapsus is seeking a similar ransom from Samsung, if it's compromised additional data that hasn't yet been made publicly available, or how the company was breached. What business can learn from the Afghanistan withdrawal and the Ukraine war. When decisions go bad, you can almost always blame inadequate intelligence, wrong assumptions, and a focus on casting blame. Companies make these three mistakes in their business operations, which can lead to trouble in a merger, divestiture, or acquisition. Watching the Afghanistan withdrawal last year and the recent Russian attack on Ukraine can teach us about these mistakes. It's easy for people to shift blame when blame, not analysis, is the focus. Understanding first what causes a problem before proposing and especially implementing a fix is critical. Otherwise, you'll do more harm and the problem is likely to recur. The Ukraine war has highlighted three problems Russia didn't seem to know it had. First, the Russian people do not support the war, which drags down military effectiveness and creates significant internal operational efficiency problems. Second, the Russian military is in poor repair due to substandard components like tires. Third, to be successful, the operation had to be over in days to avoid a worldwide backlash. But taking cities in days with current technology is not possible unless you kill or remove their populations, neither of which was viable, given the potential NATO might enter this fight. To sum up, in business operations, inadequate intelligence, a lack of control over decision makers, and an excessive focus on blame, instead of causal analysis, can assure the failure of any project, whether that be a product failure like Zune, Microsoft's attempt to fight the iPod, or a war like the one we are seeing play out in Ukraine. And that wraps up another episode of THT. Thanks for joining us. Share this episode on social media if you got something out of it, and we'll see you tomorrow.